And for those that are at home, missed today, here's the first problem. All right, x plus 4. You can either use a polynomial property, or maybe you know that you can FOIL this out. And again, I'm going to get votes at the very end. So I'm going to let you work on it for a minute, check with your partner, then I'll get everyone's vote. That way it's really quick and I'm not going like this forever. You work by yourself for about a minute and then check with your neighbor. Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let me just check that it's still in range here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So I'm going to let you work on your own, then partner, and then vote. So you don't have to hold it up quite yet. All right, check with your neighbor, about 30 seconds. Make sure not just that the answer's right, just double check their work. If they're not doing any work, tell them, hey, do some work.
Yeah, it's A.
All right, let's vote. Put up the Plickers, see what you got. So just look to where your name has been crossed out or been lit up there, and then we will move on. Yeah, once your name is Blake, I don't know why I can't get yours. Why don't you turn it towards me a little? There it is. Iris? Jenny? Jenny? Okay. After you got one too? Still working, Ephraim? I'm going to let you keep working. Here we go. Show the graph. Reveal the answers. Looking pretty good. That's good. Okay. So looking at this, x plus 4. Ugh, squared. That's horrible. That's really just x plus 4 and x plus 4, right? You could think of it like that and just factorial, right? Excuse me, not factorial. FOIL it. It's just a binomial, but it's squared. So anything that is squared is that entire expression times itself. The other route to go is looking over here at our identity. You know that A is x. You know that B is 4. So I can go here and carefully, you might even do this where you're setting it up. A plus 2 times A, B plus B squared. Does anybody set it up like that? Okay, good. So if you need to fill in the blanks like that, it's a sure thing. But remember, for tomorrow, it's a 100% possibility because you can always double check yourself. You go back in the circle. Instead of expand, you factor. Instead of factor, expand. See if you got back to where you started. So x, x, 4, x. Oh. X squared plus 8x plus 16. Good so far? So missed that. Yes, sir.
On the question form, are we going to be able to use
You can use that sheet. It will also be up here for you. Just Math 3 gets to have that accessible. Okay. Still got to know how to use it? But as partners, I think that's going to be a good scaffold for you. Next. So with this one, you have two options. You could look to see, well, which one of the properties does it match, and you go from the expanded property to the factor form by identifying A and B. You could do it that way. You can do the X method. Remember we did the X method. We'll multiply to give us 4, adds to give us 4. There's a bunch of ways to do it. Well, actually, there's just a couple. Use your SAT skills. If you're not sure where to start, what can you do from the multiple choice answers?
Yes.
You could definitely guess. What else can you do? Process of elimination. And what else?
Reverse it.
Reverse it. Instead of going from, or start with the factored in, FOIL it out, see if that's where you get started. That's where you start.
That would be.
Don't depend on that for tomorrow, though, because it's going to be half multiple choice.
So it would be factored.
You know, it's kind of a circle, backwards and forward. I guess when it's like forward or back, it has a hierarchy. There's not really a hierarchy, like one comes first to the other. So that's why I think of it as a circle. But however you want to conceptualize. Totally works. Check with your neighbor. Check with your neighbor, and then we're going to vote in about 10 seconds. Let me get out of the way. All right, voting is up. Voting is up. That's confusing. Voting has started. All right, once your vote is counted, go ahead and put your card face down so you don't get voted again. So your face down, just in case. Susan. Great. Here we go, showing the graph, revealing the answer. Oh, look at that. 100%? 100%? So, the one way you can think about this is, I know that this, right, is the first property. You see the first property, you see how it matches? It's not the factor form, it's the expanded form. So when I look at this, I know that in my expanded form, this is the b squared. I know that this is the a squared. So all you have to do is take the square roots of those, and you know it's x plus 2, x plus 2. You see how I use that? I don't know if that was clear. You look at the expanded form, you say, well, what fits right here? It's b squared, and that term here is 4. So b squared is equal to 4, b is 2. Say it again? I can say it different. Right. I give the card to Connor because he's new in the class. And you're sitting in the right seat even. It's wild. Wild and crazy day. All right, here we go. All right. Next, figure out which identity you're going to use. This one's different. Make sure that you're on task for this one. There's only a few that are like this for practice. So which one doesn't match? Which one doesn't match? Here's the equation. So you as a partner could say, I think it's equation 6. And then you'd say to your partner, it's not 6. It just looks dark. Some special energy drink. You get to read the email.
Oh yeah.
Right. What are you in school or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Are you busy doing lunch today?
I'm free. I got someone coming in. Vicky's coming in, so I will be in here.
Awesome.
All right, double check with your partner. Double check with your partner. If they didn't get it right, it's your responsibility to help them out.
Oh, you're right.
All right, let's vote. Voting time. I just got like 30 people at once.
Whoa.
Can you volunteer yourself?
May, and that's everyone. Great.
I
Here we go, showing the graph. Nice. Reveal. C. It voted somehow. All right, so, but let's look at this one together for those at home too. Those at home. All right, Lily, which one of these which one does it match? What number equation? What number? So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't have cubes. We know it doesn't have cubes. 4 and 5 are out. 3.
Yeah, 2. 3.
23. 3. 3.
I don't use that.
Okay. All right, Jordan, check this out. What times what gives us 64? 8. So I know that A is 8. Okay, Michaela.
Yes.
What times what will give us 25x squared?
5x.
There it is. See, that might help a little bit. B is equal to 5x. So then I go back and I look to see that it's A plus B, A minus B. This is actually a B. Just kidding. 5x plus 8, 5x minus 8. Once you find A and B, use your properties. These will be up here. You know what to plug in once you know A and B. And then you just simplify it. That's probably the easiest way for that. You guys agree? Very agreeable.
Yep.
All right, last one like this. Then we're going to the next little branch of problems. First, figure out what equation should you use. What equation? Always look to the exponent, get you an idea. Then look to the sign or the operation, plus or minus. And what did this one? Let's see. Oh, somewhere. All right, which equation? That's first step. Which equation? Figure out which property works for you.
What's going on with B there after the 1?
Oh, right. So there's just a couple of typos, and there's a couple of problems that actually have the wrong answer. And when you get to that, you'll just have to argue for your point. Because I don't remember which problem it is. Sorry. 12, 13. We have it written down. It's still in the pad of sticky notes in the middle. It's in the accordion.
It was not as cool as
Excellent. What's written on there?
I just had some.
Cool. Can you throw a punch it? All right, call me over if you're just. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay. So this is which one? This is like it's either going to be 4 or 5, and it's plus, so it's 4. So first I'll be able to find A and B. So because it's the third, I said I want to say what I think what gives me positive. Now look here at 8 times what gives me 8x. Right, but that would only give me 8. I want 8x. What would give me a third? That's my A value. My A value. And I just go here. You might even put the form together. This one, right? First expression is going to be the A plus the B. Work that out. Then over here, this part's a little tricky, so just do them one at a time. Take your A value squared minus A times B.
Thank you. Doesn't work.
If you don't know how to plug in and evaluate for A and B, I want you to try to write this out and see if this form helps you. All right, 10 more seconds. Working with your partner. And then let's go ahead and vote. Fold up those cards. Cranberry.
That was Because
Spitting lyrics.
I trust Nathan feeling that.
Who we missing?
Hi.
Really? Josh? Not sure. Okay, Jack. You don't have to vote. No worries. All right, let's look at the problem. Show graph, reveal. All right, D, pretty good. Most folks got it. Here's how we're going to approach it. Here's the problem. I'm looking at 1 and saying what times what times what gives me 1 because I know that it is this equation. You see how this matches that over there? A to the third power, 8x to the third power. So I know because of the third power there, it's either number 4 or number 5. Now with that, I know it's addition, so I'm going to focus in on this equation number 4. And now I just have to find my b value, find my a value, and then plug them all in. So I set it up right here. So once you know your a and b, you just put in your a's, then you put in your b's, then you simplify it, and we're going to be done with that. So, okay, 1 times 1 times 1, right? Our b value is 1, so I'm going to put them on there. 1, 1. It's pretty easy once you figure out what a and b is. You just have to plug it in and simplify. So how about this? 8x to the third. What times what times what gives me 8x to the third power? 2 what? A is 2x, so I'm going to put 2x, 2x, 2x. Simplify. This look like much easier this way.
Yes.
Use this scaffolding. Set it all up. You're going to have those on the sheet that you're going to have available. It's going to be up here. So then I'm just going to finish it up. 2x plus 1. Here, 2x times 2x isn't 2x squared, it's 4x squared minus 2x plus 1. In the answers also, you probably know this by now, but that little chevron, the little nudge there is explained. Okay. Is that a harder one? That one's pretty tricky. The cubes are a little tricky. It's hard to think of what times, like the cube root. All right, let's see what else we got. Yes. 4 minus 9x squared. 4 minus 9x squared. First, find the equation. Which property you're going to use up here. Also, you can pull out this sheet if you have it handy. You guys have, it's harder to see from way over there. So, I'll leave this one over. All your properties.
I got good vision.
Pass it. That's it. Sure.
That's the scariest thing in life.
No. Okay, another 30 seconds, work on it, and then check with your neighbor. First step, if you're not sure which property to use, first step is to look what kind of degree equation is this? Second power, third power, fourth power? Second power. So then you look to the options that have the second power. Which one doesn't match from there? All right, check with your neighbor. I'll give you another 30 seconds, and then we're going to vote.
Yes.
Okay, let's vote. Let's vote. There it is. All right, and we have showing the graph. Most of us got it. C. Okay. Somebody tell me which equation are we going to use? Which property? 3. A squared minus b squared. So I look here. Let's consider this as our a squared value. So our a value is going to be 2. A is 2. I know that 2 goes here. How about this one? It's just the 9x squared. What's that? What times what? 3x. B is 3x. That's an answer, right? Yes, it is. Wow. I looked and found the equation that told me what the factored form would be. You just have to plug in A and B. Just, it's okay to rely on those a little bit. Okay, what's the time? How are we doing? I got 30 minutes. Yeah. Yes. All right, we're going to go to the next quiz. Here we go, part 2. Yeah, you can too. That's the double. Don't do this one. That one. The other one we had already done. It just was redundant. So this is, I said it's the next quiz, but it's just how we organized it. Forget I said that. This is the next problem. Yeah. So, good memory. And you already know then? What would you use if you did recognize that? What's that called again? Okay. Let them see it.
I should have used a random number generator.
Oh man. That's true. No. Okay, let's go ahead and vote. So when you hold it like that, Blake, just notice how your hand, it turns it towards the window, and then I get glare. Thank you. Someone vote for Connor. Just any number. There we go.
Got one boy.
Trin? Got it. All right. So Connor, you voted somehow. All right. So if you missed this, you got to remember what method are we using? Our favorite. Good. First, outer, inner, layers. What's going to happen now? This is right.
It's from the previous one.
It's fine. Good on you.
First, 25x squared, outer, plus, inner. Concentrate. What happens to these? 25x squared minus 64. That's the right problem, isn't it? Hey, teach, it's the wrong problem. All right, here we go. Next. Oh, everyone's favorite. This is the one we had trouble with on the last round. Everybody really focus on this one. One of the harder problems we'll see without imaginaries. So look at the exponent first. The exponent says, which property should we use? The exponent says, which property? One of these, right? Number 4 or 5, because that's a cube. I know when you're not confident when you're speaking words.
No, I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at 3. I was thinking.
I see. Subtraction. So you got it.
I was thinking 5.
You got bun too. It's too high. What do we do? I got some window. Really good, just gotta shake it out.
Oh, no.
There you go.
There you go.
There it is. Wow. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Get ahead of hair. All right. This one has an answer. Is this one that has an answer? Answers up. What a mess. All right, I'll give you another 30 seconds. Check with your neighbor. Okay, I'll give you another minute. It's like a spontaneous. Like, we need more time.
You know what? I'm sorry.
Can I get the restroom? Sir?
Yeah, rinse it out. Okay, ready to vote? We're gonna work this one out on the board. So if you're still working on it together, keep doing it. Otherwise, vote. Emil, your answer changed like 4 times in that. So BCA or BCBA 25. Okay. If you're still working, keep working. It looks like the folks that are. All right, I'm gonna reveal. Unless you're ready to vote. You want to vote? Try to turn it like this. See if it will change the vote. It does. Okay. I'd like to try that at the end. Everyone throw it, just see what we get. 3 people end up with, yeah. Oh well, that backfired. All right, here we go. We got B. This is one of the hardest problems we'll face. So everyone's attention fully up here. Help me out. Help me out. Which principal equation are we using and why? 5 because? What's our clues? Subtraction, Q. So I look to 512 and I want to take the cube root. So what times what times what? I did put them up here for you. That's a 3. That's a 3. 8. We're going to go 8, 8, and 8. So we know 8 is 8. How about over here? What times what times what gets us to 64x? 4x. Okay. B is 4x. Next, I know that I'm going to use this equation. So if you need to do this, go ahead and write it all the way up. This is A minus B times A squared plus A B. I know, it takes a while, but you get it right 100% if you do it this way. If you need to do it this way, do it this way. This is the quiz you can get 100% on tomorrow, for sure. Okay, so do the extra effort. If you know you need this, do it. Put in my A's. That's an 8. I think I was saying the letter A.
Yeah.
Don't talk.
Did you know it's impossible to multitask?
But it sure is fun.
I'm sorry.
Descending order. You can keep it like that, right? We got 20. Okay, let's go ahead and. Passing on this. Let's do this one. Very similar problem. I want you to give a good effort for this one. It's like the last problem. It's helpful to do 2 in a row here. All right, double check with your partner that you're on the right track. Okay, did you pick the right principal equation? You gotta do it in sync at the same time and catch it. Oh. And trade. All right, another 30 seconds. If you need to see this worked out too, it's fine. I'm gonna write it up.
Yes, I do.
10. Yes. Okay, let's vote. Time to vote.
Wait.
It's wondering.
I actually have to go. Okay, you're working on.
All right, keep working if you're working. If you're ready to vote, you can vote, but no pressure for that. All right, has everyone voted who needs to vote?
That would better be good. Last year wasn't that good.
Okay.
Freshman year was what the part? It's true. There's one, the screen part one, No. That's
The answers? Probably.
yes. That's almost $100. $4. I love that.
Oh my god.
Like, you know how they sneak into the movie theater? We can do that. Just like
That works. All right, here we go. The reveal of the answer is A. A.
Oh, that's what I had originally.
We need to do this one out. We need to do this one out. So, okay, if you're distracted, that happens. Let's bring it back up front. Which principal equation should I use, Connor? Coming back to you. Alejandro, which principal equation should I use? The fifth one. Fifth one. Sounded like one for a second. Fifth one.
the fifth one, yeah.
Fifth one. Echo. Perfect. You know it's the third power. It's the third power, so we know which ones we have to use. This one or this. So we're using the third. What times what gives us 1? And 25, what times what? Times what? It's 125 x 2. Got my A, my B? Once you have your A and your B, you're ready to go. Looking at the equation this comes from, we're going to have A minus B, A squared plus AB plus B squared. Okay. Let's put in our values. 5x minus 1. 5x squared plus 5x times 1 plus 1 squared. Everyone okay with that? All that works? This is done over here. 25x squared plus 5x plus 1. Better? Better? Open-ended question useless.
C squared 5. That's negative 5.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do 2 more problems.
Oh.
Okay, we're looking at the last part here. Here we go, everyone's favorite. Imaginary numbers.
Yay.
Complex numbers. Alright. So if you've been feeling confident the last 2 sections, this one is slightly different. You got to show what you know how to do it before you get all confident for this one. So we're using the same methods, just remember the I value. Okay, call me over if you're not sure about the I's, about the imaginaries. Oh, this one. Yeah.
Why are the X's 5?
Oh. The answers are all wrong. So you're gonna get the answer and then work it out.
Yay.
Here's a typo.
What's the answer to this?
There is an answer. I'm gonna work it out, so maybe I'll start. Alright, up from. No more of that, please. No more of that. In fact, we're not throwing cards anymore. We're not throwing cards or flipping cards. It's fun until someone gets their eye impaled.
It's so embarrassing. But then so it was okay.
First problem with imaginaries. Let's focus on this. FOIL. First, 4x squared outer minus 2ix inner plus 2ix last minus I squared. Somebody help me out. Why did I put that last term there? What? Why did I put the last term in parentheses? What's a potential mistake? This is the mistake you can make right here. Mateo. Right, and if I just have it as minus I squared, I say, well, that's a negative, so it's just minus 1. Perfect. I already have a negative there. Nope. Put the parentheses there, and then watch what happens. What happens to these middle terms? Cancel out. 4x squared minus, really, it's minus negative 1. You see? With the parentheses, it's almost impossible to make that mistake. You know what's going to happen with that? 4x squared plus 1. You see? Okay, so if you made that mistake and you got minus 1, I want you to circle that, and I want you for the next ones we do, make sure there's parentheses around the last term, because that's where you can make the mistake pretty easy. All right. We're not doing that. Let's do this one. This one is just distribution. And the answer is up there. Right.
Always a plus.
Always plus.
Start doing that on quizzes. Where there's multiple choice questions.
With no answers.
And everyone goes, that would not be funny.
No, I think that would stress everyone out.
Yeah,
Miss all
right.
the others.
No, would it?
No, that's right. We can handle it.
Yeah.
Just self-manage through that turmoil.
What?
Oh. There's no against. There's no against.
Teams.
Oh, I'm not doing it.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and check with the neighbor and then let's vote. Go ahead and get your cards up.
Okay.
All right, 1 second. 1 second. Why do the answers have 3 first instead of the, for instance, 3 is real number, and what's the order? We always do real, then imaginary, then big. You can kind of see your names now. Whoa. It's got like everybody at once. Not bad. Chanel, Victoria, Vicky's not here, Adrian, Blake. Mr. Blake.
What? No. Mr. Marlin.
Here we go. Pretty good. Pretty good. So I can tell by that. What? Do we need to do this? Alright, here we go. What am I going to do with this negative 3i? Distribute. If it was 3 and it was x plus 1, I would just distribute it. No different. Right? Negative 12i minus 3, and there's going to be an I squared. Let's deal with the I squared, which is, Jordan, what's I squared?
Negative 1.
3 times negative 1, so we get positive 3, which I'm just going to throw out in front because you put the real in front of the imaginary, well, complex number. All right, we'll do one more. Just because you love these so much. I kind of like it too. I don't mind. Let's see what this one. No, we're not going to do that. For you, Michaela, we can do 3 more.
No, it's not again.
Fine, we'll do 5 more. 7 more. Jordan wants 7.
20 more!
20 would
That
work.
would work.
Good one, good one, good one. All right. 4 times 5i times the expression 3 plus I. If you missed the last one that was like this, remember that last term, when you do the last, I want you to put that in parentheses. It's a little different with this, but that's okay. Right? All right, whenever you're ready. Yeah, your hair transformed. Jordan, you did a good job there.
Yeah.
Bow tie? A hat?
No, like
No.
holster.
Like, yeah,
Like a
holster for your phone, so you can do like, oh, you got it here.
Flip it and stuff?
There you go.
As long as I can flip it. Yes. Oh, this is the one.
The one what? I don't like that.
This is the one.
Oh, this is the one.
Oh, no, that's right. That's
I
right.
got it.
I know it happened.
No, I don't. Just kidding. That's right. I don't think I wrote that down.
Everyone's getting red. Red.
Oh, did I get right?
I don't know. Did you get it right with working?
Yeah.
This doesn't count for your first
Oh,
round. It's not recording. Okay, got you one. All right. 1 sec. This is the last thing, so I want to go ahead and. Okay. I bring it back here for the last problem. We have this binomial. Okay. What method are we going to use for working this one out? FOIL. First, 12 outer, 4i inner, 59 last. Anytime I see an I squared, I want to put the parentheses there because 100%, we won't miss it. We won't mess up the signs. This one's a little easier for that. Plus 19i plus 5 times -1. I'm going to just do an extra line for this. Good? 7 plus 19i. Got it? All right, how you feeling? Thumbs up, sideways down for tomorrow?
Yeah. Easy.
Good. This is the quiz. You get 100%. I want you working it out the other way whenever you can. Go around in a circle. Make sure you started and ended the same place. All right, good job. Let me turn off the video. Should we tell people to subscribe or something?
Yeah.
All right, subscribe on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Subscribe.
Please, please, please subscribe, please.